Hi everybody, this is Bonnie from Bonnie's Creative Place, and I am coming to you with a card that I am going to be doing a bunch of different cards from a card class. I can't remember the lady's name, but I will definitely post her name on the screen here of who I saw these from. I saw them over on Pinterest. I did change them up, but she did a ton more than I even did. And she even did some with some other shapes. And they're absolutely gorgeous cards. And they look like this, where she took an arch and then she created a scene. And so I kind of did the same thing. I just changed it up because I wanted to do this for a card class in my home on a Saturday. And so she had used a ton of different product, and I wanted to keep it simple and quick so that they could get all 4 of their cards done in time of the time frame that we have for the card class. So this is one of the cards that we're going to be doing, which is my absolute favorite. I love this little turtle. I'm not sure if this is going to be coming out in May or if it'll come out before May. If it's May, this little bundle set, Playing in the Rain, has been moved to While Supplies Last. It's going to be discontinued, so it's going to be over on the While Supplies Last, and once it's gone, it's gone. So that little bundle there, which I'm going to miss. I love that little set. But my turtle, the turtle was always my favorite character out of there. So I had to use them one last time. Well, at least I'll probably use them again. Let's be real. And then I took this and I used this type of flower. And it is from the Mixed Florals. And I created this one using the Storybook Bunnies. So we're going to be making that in our card class. Then I'm also using the Mixed Florals with the bunnies, and I did a little tulip card. And then the last one I did, I just took some of the storybook paper and I put it in the back, and then I added some different peas at the top and put this at the bottom. And so I kind of used some of her ideas, but I just had to simplify it all and get geared more towards one stamp, one bundle. But she did wonderful cards over there using multiple products, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So I'll definitely make sure I link her or put her name, if I don't have a link or anything, in the description box below and on the screen. So the stamp bundles that we're going to be using is the Mixed Floral, and we're, like I already said, we're using the Playing in the Rain. We're going to use the little turtle right there, and in the Mixed Floral we'll be using this like daisy flower. And then we will also be using the Archway dies. Now for this die, Archway die, I used the one that is 3 1/4. So from here to here it's 3 1/4 inches long. So that's the one that I used if you measure it. And that we'll be using that from the Archway dies. So let's get started because we have a lot of die cutting and stuff to do first. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to die cut this out. I am going to run this through my die cutter here. Gotta get all this stuff out of the way. So you've got platform 1, platform 2, platform 3, then you've got your paper and your die, and then I use another little scrap paper to keep it from getting dirty, and then I am using platform 3, and I'm going to run it through my electric machine. Okay, and then we have that. Now the next thing that we're going to be using is some Old Olive, and I'm going to be taking in the die set for the Mixed Florals is this grassy type die, and I'm going to be using that, and we're going to run this through the machine. Okay. And then we're gonna get to stamping, and then we got more die cutting to do. So here we go. So we're gonna poke this out. Let's see. Should pop out here soon. There we go. Just be gentle. It is a lot of different little pieces. And there we, this one coming out too. No. I don't know what's going on with this one. Yeah, it's supposed to come out. Have here, and we are going to take the black, which that's really suctions on there, and we're going to take the turtle, and I'm going to stamp him up first, and I'm going to stamp him way up here at the top like that, and then I'm going to also stamp the flower. Now we don't need the whole flower, so I'm not going to worry about stamping it all the way down, because all I need is a part of this flower. So I'm going to stamp that right there. Okay, so we got that much of the flower because that is all we need. And I'm going to do some coloring. First, I want to color the daisy with you and explain how I'm doing it. I did this in another one of my videos, but in case you didn't get a chance to see it or missed it, I'm going to explain it to you again. If you saw the paper that comes with this bundle, it's like a watercolor paper where they just have, they don't color it in completely and fully. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see here. And what you do is you just swoosh. And you're just going to swoosh the card. Well, I don't know about calling it the card, but see how I did not color that all in? And then you're going to do the same thing with the bronzer, but this you're just going to color almost all of it in, but not quite. And then we're going to take the same thing with the Old Olive, and we're just swishing. I know I call it swishing, but I'm just not coloring everything in. Very light with your hand, and you're going to do the same thing with these poppies. You're not coloring the whole thing in. And I just love this look that it gives. And I mean, if you don't like that, then just color them all. Okay, so now we're going to color the turtle. And for the turtle, what I used was Old Olive Dark, and I'm going to color the whole turtle's body in that. I used Crumb Cake Light and Dark for the inside of his shell and the outside of his shell. And then for the little spots on his shell, I ended up using Pecan Pie Light and Dark. Now I will fast forward through this. And I'm going to bring in the embossing machine. And right here they are. And I'm going to get these on here. Make sure you're in the camera view. And I forgot to get my little turtle out. But I think I'm going to do this one first because I have found, I love my electric machine, but I have found that if I do little detail things like this, it does move my machine or my dies, and they haven't been centering up lately, so it's been very frustrating. So I've gone back to using my little one when I have to do anything little or want it really precise. So now we're going to peel this up, and I got to get my turtle die. So we have that, and then there he is. He was right on top. And then we're going to line him up just like so. And I'm using Post-it note tape. There is a link in the description box below. If you should purchase for me from Amazon, I do receive a little kickback from that. They say. I've yet to do it. I don't probably have enough people that order it, so. Alright, and then I die cut it out my turtle. And you can save this Post-it note and use it several times over and over again. Alright, let's get this out of the way. And then we will get started on putting this card together. It goes together pretty quickly from here. One I got a little heavy right over here, but once it dries, it looks like wow right now, but once the color dries, it's not going to be so noticeable. So now we have this. You know, I just thought of something. Well, I will do it next time, but I'm going to put another piece of this paper on the back side so that when I have a messy side, and then I can flip it over and have a better looking side for you guys. So I'll have to remember to do that when I'm done with this video. So now I'm going to take a pair of tweezers and I'm going to hold this like this, and I am just going to add glue. And then I'm going to put this in the center, and I put it right to the bottom. And then tap it down like that. Then I went ahead and I took my daisy, and I ended up just sprinkling glue all over it, and I put it so that I put it right down like this, and I made sure that anything I didn't color was not showing. It's okay if it hangs off a little bit because of the fact that your card, this is going on to another base, so it's going to be okay. And then you got that. And then, did I pop him up? I did. Okay. Then I'm going to take the turtle and I'm going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm just going to add a few of these here and there on the card. Okay. On the card, on the back of the turtle. And I did have him, his like flower hanging off. It's like he went and picked the flower. Thought it was so cute. Then I'm going to take my base card and I am going to score this really well so it'll stay flat. And then I'm going to center this on here, and then we're going to add a greeting. Did I pop this up too? I sure did. Okay. Couldn't remember. Okay. If you could like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, that helps me more than you'll know. And then we are going to just center this. We're going to kind of have it, I have it so that that little leaf is just almost to the top there. So it's not quite centered because it's down a little bit, but it looks like it's centered. Okay, then I'm going to take this piece of white paper that I have here, and I have this little word that says get well. Oh, I put my finger right in the ink. I don't know, this Memento ink is suctioning so tightly. Now I have to be very, very careful touching this card. So I stamped Goodwill, or Get Well. I thought it was appropriate. I got a baby wipe over here, but it's definitely not coming off. So then I'm going to fussy cut around this Get Well. You could punch it, you could just, you don't have to do this. I just wanted it very, very tiny and very subtle on my card. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of this liquid glue to the back of this card. And I added it right here, like just above this turtle. Like right about there. And it just says Get Well. Huh. Me and the ink are having difficulties today. So this is my card. I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for stopping by, everybody. Bye-bye.